Hello, I'm Chris Richmond, and today I'm off to sunny Suffolk to record the sounds of an old coach. Now, I love to record sounds, and today I've arranged to record a coach, a 1981 vintage Duple Dominant with Bedford chassis. So what's special about that? Well, these were the same type of buses that took me to school over 25 years ago. And last year, at the Thursford Bus Rally, I came across a preserved example relatively local, across the border in Suffolk. It's owned by a guy called Daniel Trent, who's actually a similar age to me, and now runs his own coach company just outside of Woolpit.
Right, so here we are on our way to sunny Suffolk to see Daniel, who's been quite successfully running his own small bus and coach business for a while now. So we're looking for a small depot of white buses out in the sticks. I see coaches, it's a good start.
Built in 1981, this old Prince of the Road was new to Suffolk County Council and was used mainly for school contracts before being acquired by Hodges of Sandhurst. As someone who used to go to school on these myself, the interior is very nostalgic, with a distinct brown moquette, walnut trims and luggage rack vents that stare down at you with big googly eyes. Right, so we're just about ready to record. I've got one mic under one of the underfloor panels, and I've got to go handheld on the interior, obviously because there's lots of wallows and bumps and things, and also we've got a third mic in one of the lockers. It's close to the exhaust as we can really get. It's not ideal because it's on the wrong side, but there's just literally no way of trailing wires in or out of here except for the engine flap. And even that's not ideal, because the hatch directly over the engine is seized shut. I've actually had to mic a bit further forward than I'd like, close to the engine's radiator. Dan takes us on a trip around a mixture of local roads, including a short blast along the A14. Hopefully I'll capture some good sounds.
Right, now let's get back to my little studio and see how that all turned out.
Right, now I'm home, I've loaded the sounds into the PC, so let's have a look at my track lay. First, we have the interior saloon tracks, which you'll notice are split into two. This is just the way the stereo mic inputs into the recorder, so I've had to pan them left and right accordingly. Secondly, the interior locker mic, the Zoom H1N, which I bunged into the side locker. And then the engine mic. Now this one's going to be tricky to clean up. Because I couldn't access underneath the hatch directly over the engine, I had to place the mic in front of the engine's radiator, which, as you'd expect, scoops up air while breezing along. Listen to this. So, every time the coach accelerates beyond third gear, yes third, old Bedfords tend to pull away in second, the wind noise starts to interfere. However, I noticed it was much worse on one channel, so hopefully one mono track is salvageable. I'm sure with a little creativity I can get some reasonable results. Now, let's get to work.
Right, so as you can see, my session has a lot more going on now. Everything has been cut into regions, so we have edits for different driving styles, individual stationary engine loops, as well as all the Foley, doors, dashboard noises, etc. The track lay has also been modified. For the engine, I've got some active automation to get round the worst of the wind noise, as well as some heavy low cut. Thank goodness for that microphone inside the locker, which I've tweaked to enhance the engine sound, and together it's mixed down into a single stereo file. I've also added another track to enhance the exhaust note, which I manually traced the frequencies for. So, how does it all sound? To play you out, here is a mix of one of the finished edits. Now for the obligatory closing paragraph. If you enjoy my quirky, if slightly self-indulgent adventures, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.